There is no shortcut. If you want to win big, you need to find the best and learn directly from them. I just signed up for my first one-on-one coaching for government contracting, and I think it's the best path moving forward. I've tried many times to do it by myself, but the results was almost. And I hate that feeling. I figure having somebody to give me the strategies on how to win a critical moment would be the best path for my entrepreneurship career. As you know, I've moved full-time entrepreneurship and I want to win big. And to do that, I've been participating on multiple trainings, including Myron Golden, Golf Con trainings, and right now I'm training with somebody called Desmond. Is going to do one-on-one. After doing my research, I realized a lot of trainings are very good, but I didn't think they were the best for me at the time. First of all, because the monetary issues don't allow me to do very high ticket training. And secondly, I need a one-on-one support more than just I know the platform where I meet a lot of people in a group and ask questions and going back and forth. So what did I learn from my make more money, make more offer challenge with Myron Golden last month? The last day, the fourth day, I think it taught us a technique that really is important. And I want to share how that guided me even for my future endeavors. It was 9 steps to success, and it was from a biblical chapter from the Kings. In the Bible, if you see the two king with the prophet Elijah, when there was one woman with two sons who was deeply in debt, and she went to seek help from the prophet. So before the 9th step, the prophet asked her 3 questions. And the first was expect more from yourself. Basically, it was like, what do you want me to do about your problem after she talks? The second question was how do I say that? It was express more about from yourself, express yourself, right? And finally, examine yourself. So expressing yourself is like, if you want to take it to a contemporary world, is tell me what book you've read, like in your search, in your quest for the solution to your problem before contacting the expert. And examining yourself means what do you have, like what are your strengths? And then what I've learned from the 9 steps is step number 1, you need to seek a turnaround and then figure out how to solve it. Then you gotta submit to a teacher. That's where coaching comes in. Then you have to seek your treasure. Then you have to select your team. Then you have to systematize your work, and then stay tuned. Then sell your treasure, and then settle your debt, then sustain your turnaround. Yeah, I had to check it a little bit because it's 9 steps. But the main thing here that I want to talk about today is how sometimes we get away from the biblical way of solving our financial challenges or our problems in life, and we wonder why we're always suffering and why we're never winning. And if you see in those 9 steps, settling your debt is the 8th step. So I believe it's the best way, because when I hear, for example, Dave Ramsey saying you need to settle your debt first and then start saving, I always cringe at that advice because for me it doesn't make sense. Yes, having a 27% credit card is crazy, but what if you can invest that money in something that's way more than 27%? For example, like coaching. And personally, in my case, last year, I I submitted a lot of bids for government contracts, right? I look at a lot of RFQs, RFPs, but I didn't win. And it really hurts when you write a proposal and then the contracting officer tells you a proposal was perfectly written, but you didn't win because of the price, somebody bid lower than you, or some other reasons that keep repeating itself. And after talking to a coach, for example, the one I'm going to do the one-on-one with, he let me know clearly, first of all, that's a strategy problem because there is no way you're going to submit a dozen of contract and don't win. That means having somebody take a look before you submit might make a huge difference, mainly when they have experience, right? Because I know some people, they have no basic knowledge and never submitted a contract before, so they don't really know what they don't know. But if you got that far and you're still not winning, having somebody take a look is a good idea. At least can we agree on that? So going from the debt to the coaching, it's relatable because my situation right now, right? My business got some debt, some loans, but in order to settle them, I think more money is more important. And I think investing in something like coaching is an investment that brings way more than just 27%. And if I go and just piled up the money to pay down the loan, I mean, that's another story, but you got my point. So first you need to like seek a turnaround. Second, you need to seek a coach, a mentor, seek somebody who's going to guide you because nobody can do it alone. Then you can build your team. You can start hiring because in the Bible, when the prophet helped the women, he told her to count her gift, get any oil, whatever oil she had, and start an oil business. And building the team with her sons, he told her she would be the one pouring the oil and they will be the ones selling it. And after they sold it, they brought the money back, and that's how she settled the debt. And after she settled the debt, she got more money to sustain her new lifestyle and to sustain her family, basically. So my takeaway from that is coaching is important, and I will do that while I'm documenting my journey to you. I want to talk about that big effect because that's something we usually brushed off, but it's something that I've learned today that I wanted to share. And like I started the thing, the talk. Here's what on my mind today, right? Like, am I really expecting more for myself? Because when the prophets say expect more from yourself, like what do you want me to do about it? That's deep because most of the time that's where everything starts. The expectation that we have. And from my understanding, building high self-esteem starts with expectations, right? Because when you start having bigger expectations from yourself, you will see that you cannot enter some doors, that you cannot go to the next level by yourself. So that's when you seek coaching and mentorship. And I would say I have really high expectation for myself because the decision to go for the one-on-one is something that's not easy to do because we live in a society where we diminish the power of coaching. You know, interestingly, all the people we admire have coaches. When you look at Michael Jordan, for example, he had a coach. Kobe had a coach. LeBron's had different coaches. When I say he had a coach, it means to take him to the next level on top of the coaches I already had, right? Jordan had Tim Grover. That's what I was thinking about. But even us, as the average people, we can benefit greatly from coaching. And it's something that we don't use enough. Even biblically, you see how when the woman went to see the prophet, she was seeking coaching, she was seeking mentorship, she was seeking guidance. So expecting more from yourself is the cornerstone of high self-esteem. So I'm looking at this mindset from Myron Golden, you know, not like something I imagine, not some checklist to preach, but as a checkpoints I want to hit for myself. And I'm happy that I took the challenge, the Make More Offer challenge. I would invite you to do the same if you're interested. The link is in the bio, in the description below. You will greatly, greatly benefit from the coaching, from the training, from the challenge. On top of this blueprint that he gave us the last day, you will learn how to really build an opt-in, how to build a lead, how do you call that? A lead magnet. It's very practical. You got great stories to really sink it in. And I would advise that you get the VIP because an hour before the challenge starts, we had some questions. I mean, I know I'm going a little astray, but if you're more interested in that, I can talk about it in the future videos. What I just wanted to mention in this video is the power of coaching, of counting your gifts, because before the prophet asked her, give her the blueprint, he asked her for her gifts, and she had oil, and he taught her how to multiply it. And for myself, I know I was doing Amazon before, but honestly, it's because I was a government employee. And as a government employee, you're not really allowed to do government contracts. But now that I resigned, it's I'm more flexible. I can really focus on that, and it's my gift because for the past 9 years, I've been a government employee. I know the area, I know the arena, and it's a gift now that I can use to take myself to the next level. So why not using it? So that's how I'm thinking. So before focusing on something else, the government contract is really going to be my bread and butter. I mean, my honest takeaway is sometimes I hear advice that I don't agree with from coaches. But I just believe that it's good to learn to trust the process because coaches sometimes will give you advice that are counter intuitive. Like, for example, when I started doing YouTube, I wanted to make short and long form in the same channel. But my coach was like, no, don't do it on the same channel. But I was tempted. I'm like, if I mix my shorts here, I can definitely attract more people, right? Because it sucks. We had 30 subscribers or 20, like it sucks. But I took his advice and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create a simple separate channel for the shorts and just have my long form in a separate channel. And the more I do YouTube, the more I understand the value of having them separate because short most of the time attracts people that only watch shorts. But if you want to have a YouTube channel, to build your brand and you want to like having you want to have like a podcast like I'm trying to do, but it's not the best move. So trusting the coach even without agreeing is something challenging, but you gotta trust the process. I'm still trying to see my own treasure and figure out what I actually sell and monetize. So documenting whatever I'm doing helps me process it. Yeah, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing what's real, hoping it helps somebody. And yeah, you got to jump there, jump out there and make some change. And in the future, next week, I will document how the first coaching week goes by, what task I have to get done, and what I see unclear. So if you are also pivoting or starting from scratch, let's connect in the comments. Let me know what you think.